920 KBEC.
Time factor.
727 BECK.
Okay.
Let's get right to the bracket.
Get right to bracket, shall we?
Do we have it, Sarah?
Do we have it?
The gutsy call? The gutsy call.
What's it called?
There you go.
And now, another Barack Obama gutsy call.
Gutsy call.
Gutsy call. And I'm... Oh, I want to analyze this.
All right, let's roll along fast election.
Okay, now I want to talk about this one.
It is 800-941 Sean if you want to be a part of the program. Very, very proud, very happy, and excited about my big movie debut. Now, it's not a big role.
It's a big role.
I don't want to mislead you.
Sean
but
is amazing.
I told you how much I loved
Sean
Atlas Shrugged.
Atlas Shrugged 1.
And Bob Beckel's brother did a great job in that movie. And anyway, I probably watched it 8 or 10 times. I just loved it so much. I got an early copy of Atlas Shrugged 2, in which I'm in it.
And Sean is in the big movie store about Atlas Shrugged.
And it follows the Ayn Rand's book almost perfectly. I mean, really it is well done in many respects. Now, the first part did not open in a lot of theaters. It became a bit of a cult classic. And now this is going mainstream with over 1,000 theaters. If you want to go see the movie, I hope you'll go see it tonight. Go see it this weekend. You can find out where it is where you live at AtlasShrugMovie.com. And Harmon Kaslow is the producer of the movie, and he's with us now. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing great, Sean, and please don't undervalue your appearance in the film. Without you, we wouldn't have a clear understanding of what the fair share law. You'd have to rely on somebody else.
When you think about fair share laws, everything. I look at George Orwell, 1984, or Ayn Rand as visionaries. I mean, that really saw into the future and what it could become. The relevancy in terms of the book and the issues we face today are not that far apart in many ways what we're debating.
No, absolutely. And you know that we wrote the script for the movie in February, so when President Obama made in his closing statement at the debate, hey, everybody's getting a fair share, almost wanted to call our lawyers to see if maybe he'd lifted something out of Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah, it's very possible. And I think that's what people ought to take out of this more than anything else. How I think you'll come away thinking, wow, this really could deteriorate down pretty bad pretty quickly in terms of the government taking all copyrights, patents, control, demanding of Henry Reardon Medal in this, that he hand over all of his that he produced his medal, which he made to the government, and he's saying, no, I'm not going to do it. Well, part of the fair share law. And then you have to decide. In other words, people are going to one day have to choose sides in all of this. Do you want more government control, nanny state, cradle to grave, or do you want freedom, liberty, free enterprise, risk and reward?
Right, and what you see today, especially this week in the news, a number of very prominent entrepreneur businessmen who really feel now that they have a target on their back, and that the stakes are so high in the election that if the president is reelected, they've announced that it's going to change the way that they do business. And these are guys that are employing, tens of thousands of people. So it's quite serious. The things that Ayn Rand wrote about 50 years ago as a warning, and here they are being played out today.
All right, Leo, I'm in the movie and I'm playing myself.
Sean is in the movie.
But we're talking about
Sean was in the movie, playing some stuff, and
newscaster commentator. So I think we can.
Well, like I said.
Okay, so I was cast for the role. All right, I'll take the compliment humbly. But it's interesting. I want everybody to know this was a one take. This was one take. And there was no script. And it was me, Bob Beckles, Juan Williams, and Tamara Holder.
Beckel, Mr. Beckel, and so is Sean Annie and all that stuff.
Henry Reardon is a hero.
Henry was a hero.
He's an innovator. He's a job creator. It's better. It's cheaper metal. This is capitalism 101. And the fair share law, more big government, it's going to result in failure. It's going to result in a lack of competition.
In a competitive society, there are other people who have the option to compete with him and have a better product.
What the fair share law is about. The fair share
you don't want competition.
This guy's got no competition
He's
at all,
created
right?
a metal that's stronger, that's lighter, that's
But
cheaper.
you want more people in the marketplace, and especially when you see the price of gas, when you see the price of goods, you understand. You want people who are working hard
And there it is.
And there it is. God.
On a regular basis.
Oh God. I'll deal with Mr. Beckel on the 5.
Because this was,
Because I would deal with. I would deal.
3 against 1.
3 against 1.
I mean, so it was.
I mean, you don't normally have, 3 from the other side.
I would deal with Mr. Beckel. Trust me about
Well,
that.
it didn't work.
It didn't work that way because I was gonna deal with Mr. Beckel on Mondays on Monday on the 5. It's just like mixed up.
In
the real law.
Sounds like Obama, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what really makes for great drama, and it's something that we tried to do, really throughout the film, is try to put on camera, on stage, 2 people arguing about the same points, but they both believe that they're right, and they both come at it at a different point of view. And what is amazing, as you point out, is that whole discourse was effectively unscripted.
Yeah, no, it was unscripted. I mean, we talked about it for like 5 minutes, and then we went out there, we shot it, and said, thanks, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
I mean, that's how quick it was.
Because it was absolutely perfect. That in their DNA, effectively is these concepts that are completely contrary to what this country needs to right itself and get back on track.
Yeah. Now, so let me ask you this, because the first part when it came out, you didn't have a lot of theaters that it got in. But now you guys are beginning to hit critical mass here. I think you're opening, 1,000 theaters tonight?
Yeah, we're in more than 1,000 theaters. And just, sort of briefly, the way it works is, the decision as to whether or not the movie is in a particular theater is really made at each individual theater level. And so, the guys operating the theater have a real pulse on whether or not they feel their community is going to come out and support, in our instance, a movie with this type of message. And we got approached way early in June of this year by the major chain saying, we want to support you. And then, in 2016, the Obama movie came out and it did really well. I think it really opened the eyes of these theater owners that, you know what, the work that you're doing, Sean, and the rest of the people that are just refusing to allow this kind of left-leaning agenda to be shoved down our throats is really beginning to have an effect, because these guys are saying, I think people will get off their couches, they'll come out and they'll support a movie with this type of message.
I gotta tell you, and it's entertaining, it is lively, it is well produced, the acting, short of me, is superb. When do I get like the leading role? Where I get the Hollywood babe and stuff. Does that happen in part 3?
Well, after that performance, it raises the question.
Oh my God!
You know what question that is, because it permeates the entire book.
Yeah.
And that is who's John Galt.
That would be an interesting ending.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there yet.
Let's not go there.
That could be life-changing. No, absolutely. It's important for people to understand that the making of these movies really is an opportunity to celebrate Ayn Rand's ideas, and the fact that people like yourself, and there are other cameos in the movie, indicate a few things. Number one is we want to welcome those people to be a part of the DNA, so to speak, of the movie, but also that there are just millions and millions of people that have been inspired and influenced by the book and want to, sort of join in the celebration with us.
She's a very interesting character. I don't agree with everything about that she's written, but she was a visionary in every way. I disagree with her opinion on faith and God and some other issues.
Right.
But what happens to a society when the Steve Winns and the Sheldon Adelsons and the Donald Trumps, all one by one, they just start disappearing from society and going away. Who gets hurt? You know, and that is basically goes to the fundamental core of what we are now living through, which is an attack, an assault, if you will, on people that work really hard and produce a lot of jobs and a lot of good things in the advancement of society that is to the benefit of all. So
absolutely.
Well, it's fascinating. So
and Ayn Rand, you know, she was a staunch capitalist. She believed in a constitutional republic.
Absolutely.
You know, she loved America. She came here as an immigrant. Yep. She saw all the grand opportunity, and it was a very, philosophical question. And you think about it, when these guys that you just mentioned disappear, you know, what they take with them is not only all of these jobs, but their vision for our future. And if you really think about, you know, what these innovators have done, what for example, Steve Jobs has done, basically took a company that I think it got a share. It's now the most valuable company that's traded on the New York Stock Exchange. I mean, if he disappeared, think of all the value, think of all the lost economic prosperity, the jobs, and the taxes that go along with all that prosperity. And this story plays that out to its logical conclusion.
All right, so it opens in theaters tonight. Atlas Shrugged, Part 2, and I am proud to be a part of the movie, and thank you for
I'm proud
even
to see
putting
this
up
movie,
with me
and wish I have money if I do say so myself.
And I'd been offered opportunities to be in movies and shows.
I would see Sean Hannity in action. Get rid of Mr. Beckel. If I do say so myself. This is so absurd to me.
You're a small part of
Thank you, smart person.
Hey, Sean, you're a hero. The work you do, takes a lot of passion and energy, but I think it's going to have an effect, and hopefully, you know, your participation in Atlas Shrugged is just another one of those things that hopefully will help us right America's ship come November.
Do you think that maybe I have a future?
You'll have a huge future hosting this show if I be an actor.
Need to judge that themselves.
Yeah.
I would put a report on
Maybe that's
I'll be an actor someday in your movie. In the movie.
Let's see if critics away though. Yeah, I'll come on the screen.
I'll come on the screen.
All right. Well, thank you, Harmon. It's a great movie, and I'm really happy with the final production. Thank you for being with us. And I urge everybody to go see it this weekend.
Go see it this weekend.
I really mean it.
I really do.
You will love this movie, and the relevance to where we are today. It'll amaze you. And I think it's very self-contained too. All right, let's go back to our busy phones. 800-941.
Hate to break this to you, but
1-866-GOLDLINE or GOLDLINE.com.
Commercial word.
You are listening to Time Factor. You can also watch the show online at the website LHMusicTime.com Dish Network Channel 212.
Facebook.com. Angel Sony Mercury.
Animal Radio, Saturdays on KBBC.
Time Factor.